Yo, what's up guys? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. And I don't know about you guys, but until recently, I have been struggling immensely with Infinite Warfare multiplayer. And I am also going to give you guys the tips on what I did, well, my major tip that I used to get better at this game that will definitely help you guys out, as well as giving props to somebody that basically took a big headache away from me, and that's PwnStars.com. And for those of you guys that do not know who PwnStars.com is, long story short, he is the best damn player I've ever seen play Call of Duty. He doesn't play console anymore, but he broke and set all sorts of records starting way back in Modern Warfare 3 when he started streaming. And he definitely deserves more subscribers on his YouTube channel than he has. He's been around for a long time, but he's definitely a big guy on Twitch as well, and he streams damn near every day. So I highly recommend you guys check him out and check out his YouTube channel. He's got amazing content on there. I mean, how can you not be impressed with a guy that's got over 5,000 Moabs back when he played console in Modern Warfare 3, or winning the Prestige Master Race in Ghost, speeding out pros? I mean, come on. And I could make a whole video talking about the guy, but I wanted to shout him out because he basically eliminated a huge headache that I had with this game, because I honestly legitimately thought that there was skill-based matchmaking in this game. Now, at least to a great extent. Now, there still may be, but it's not to an extent that is something to worry about, because I basically asked him. I mean, I was lost. I wasn't sure what to make of everything. I was struggling immensely. And I had to get this out of the way, so I sought help. So I went to him on Twitter, as you'll see right now coming up on the screen. I went to Twitter and I basically tweeted at him and I asked him, and I said, is it just me, or is there skill-based matchmaking in this game? And he replied. He was kind enough to reply to me, and he said, it's just you. And that right there helped me out immensely, because it eliminated a distraction that was kind of rumbling around in my head for God knows how long. And right now I've put in about 10 hours or so into this game. And with all of this being said, I am going to give you guys a tip that I have used to get better at this game. And before you call me crazy when I tell you what I did and what I think you guys should do as well, please hear me out, because I am going to explain myself. So here we go. If you're using a headset, or if you're using a mic, I want you to kindly take the headset off, turn it off. If you're using a mic, take it off. Or if you're using a TV, if you're playing on a TV instead of a monitor, I want you to press the mute button. And now, I'm sure you guys are curious already, or you guys might think I'm absolutely nuts. But please let me explain myself. And your sense of hearing in this game, for right now, while you're going through the learning process, is actually a distraction. And one of the other mistakes that I was making, and I will go fully in depth, but I want to try to get everything here so you guys can fully understand where I'm coming from. The biggest mistake that I first made was that I played this game like it was Black Ops 3. And this game, even though the movement is similar, everything else is actually pretty damn different in terms of the way it feels, and therefore this game is not like Black Ops 3. The aiming mechanics, although they look and seem to be at a first glance just like every other Call of Duty, sure, but they don't exactly feel the same. The aiming mechanics don't feel 100% the same, so therefore you need to give yourself time to adjust to this game, because some of us will adapt quicker, some of us will adapt, it'll take us a lot longer to adapt, but this eliminating the headset out of the equation basically will accelerate the learning process for you, and it's going to make the game that much more enjoyable. It's going to make the game that much more fun to play, and you are basically going to take a huge distraction out of your way. Now, the way I like to compare this to is the blind man principle. Okay, take a blind man, for instance. When they don't have their sense of sight, so they need to rely on their other senses, like their sense of touch, their sense of smell, their sense of hearing. And the average blind man, let me tell you something, they have a great sense of hearing and a great sense of smell, and they also rely on their sense of touch as well, a lot more than we do on a normal basis, because they have to touch their surroundings to get from place to place at times as well, when they can't use a few of their other senses. So they're amplified. Why? Because they're not using one of their senses, so therefore more energy is being used on their senses that they are using. So what you guys need to do is you only need to use your sense of sight. Now, why is that? Well, there are random sounds in this game, and they can distract you in the middle of your rushing route, and you're not going to be sure what those sounds are, because there are some sounds in this game that are just random, and they're actually nothing. They're just part of the sound effects that are going on in the background or with the maps or whatever else is going on. Or sometimes even your teammates can distract you sometimes. But when you're just using your eyes and you're eliminating the headset or the sense of hearing, what happens is you are seeing and paying attention to more of what's going on around you, because those other senses are not distracting you. So your UAV is going to be even more valuable. Your the minimap is going to be more valuable. What your teammates are doing, what the enemies are doing, and even the rushing routes you're taking, you're actually going to be paying attention to them more instead of just running around randomly and trying to figure out, you know, how everything works. So, and even you're even a lot calmer, because you're not worrying about, oh, what did I just hear? What's going on here? I heard an enemy scream, or I heard a gun go off, or something like that. You're going to be more calm. And as you guys know, not just in Call of Duty, but in life as well, you perform better when you're more calm in a lot of situations. In some situations, like athletic situations, sometimes when you get the adrenaline rush, that can actually benefit you greatly. But Call of Duty, believe it or not, is more of a mental game than anything. So being calm here is what serves you well more than adrenaline in this case, in my personal opinion and with my personal experience. Now, with everything that I just said, once you get better without using your sense of hearing and eliminating the headset and the distractions and everything that I mentioned before, then once you get through that, and once you've learned the rushing routes and learned the maps and got a feel for the game and have put a fair amount of time into it to adapt muscle memory wise and as well as game knowledge wise, then you can reapply the headset and use that along with everything else that you've learned. And the headset this time won't be a distraction because of muscle memory. You've already learned the rushing routes, so they're already built into your head. You know where to go. You know how everything feels because you've done it so many times. And it will take over. And then the headset is going to be used as an accessory to help you. But as of right now, in the beginning, for me personally and what I did and what I believe will help you guys too, because, you know, we are all human after all, you got to eliminate that one sense of hearing. And therefore, you're going to eliminate distractions, and you're going to accelerate your learning. Because quite frankly, it really is all in your eyes. And you're going to be using your brain a lot easier because you're not going to have that distraction. And I know I've mentioned that so many times, but it's just, I'm sorry, I have that bad habit of repeating myself sometimes doing these commentaries. But also because it's absolutely that essential and that important, and it does make the difference. And I urge you guys to give it a shot, and you will see with time, you will end up making great improvements in this game, as long as you put the time in as well. There's no magic bullet, but this will help accelerate your learning tremendously. And if it worked for me, it can damn sure work for you. And again, a big shout out to Pwn, and thank you for eliminating that big skill-based matchmaking headache out of my head. And I was able to do better with that as well. That was one more distraction eliminated, and I really appreciate the reply. And for those of you guys that try this out, let me know in the comment section down below, or you can let me know in the comment section down below, what are your secrets and what have you done to get better, and what have you been frustrated with in this game. So with everything being said, guys, thank you very, very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and I hope you enjoyed the commentary. And I know the gameplay wasn't that impressive, but it was literally my first 40 bomb, and it was one of those first games to where I was feeling the difference and making the difference, and it felt great. And if you guys like the video, let me know, and if you don't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better, and I'll catch you guys soon.